here on ronpaulradio.com. Appreciate it if you're tuning in. Just want to announce that we are running a promotion this month called Inflate This. For every donation of $20 or more, we will send donors their very own Ron Paul blimp from our sponsors at ronpaulblimps.com. So donate to Ron Paul Radio at ronpaulradio/support, and then head over to ronpaulblimps.com to get your own promotional blimps to fly the message of liberty in your town. Okay, so now we're here to my third show, I guess you could say, and please feel free to call in if you want to talk on a subject, or if you just want to let me know how I'm coming in. We got a new connection. Again, it's the third episode. We want to make sure that my voice is coming in clear and that you guys can hear me well. Now, hopefully you've been tuning in the last couple of days. Yesterday, had an interview with WatchTheVote2012.com. Unfortunately, we didn't get to finish today. We're going to continue. I'm going to talk to Kelly, the author of The Hidden Fourth Branch, and he's going to talk to us about what we can do about the voter fraud that's been going on, because that's something that's very, very important that I think all Ron Paul supporters should be acknowledging and talking about and addressing. You know, all citizens for that matter, because, you know, we got to be able to vote. It's got to count. What's the point of voting if it ain't going to count? They're just going to rig it. So I just want to jump into some headlines real quick for today. I have here a headline reminder, Ron Paul to hold giant town hall meeting in Maryland. So Ron Paul's college campus town hall meeting, which is free and open to the public, will take place on Wednesday, March 28th at the University of Maryland. The event will commence at 7 p.m. Eastern Time inside the University of Maryland's Ritchie Coliseum, located at the intersection of Baltimore Avenue and Rossboro Lane, College Park, Maryland, 20742. Doors open to the public at 6:30 p.m. To reserve your seat for the event featuring Dr. Paul and enter the venue 30 minutes earlier than the general public. There you have a link here. Now, and that's on the ronpaul2012.com website. And I also want to let you guys know that we do have a lady here in L.A. running for Congress. She's a Ron Paul Republican. So I want to ask that you guys check out her website, Warman, that's WORMAN, for Congress, warmanforcongress.com. She should be on the program next week giving us an interview so we can ask her some questions about her candidacy. Also in some headlines today, CBS News, Gingrich to lay off 1/3 of campaign staff. Quote, clearly we're going to have to go on a fairly tight budget to keep from here to Tampa, unquote, Gingrich said. But I think we can do it, and I think we will do it. Now, he knows he's not going to do it. He's just saying that. See here, at the end of February, the campaign reported just $1.5 million of cash on hand and an equal amount of debt. Just one day ago, the campaign began charging supporters $50 for photographs with the candidate at events, something he had previously done for free. Now, I don't know who would take a picture with Newt for free, let alone pay him $50. If anything, he should pay you $50 for letting him take a picture with you. So that's kind of amazing to me that anybody would pay $50. So if you know anybody paying $50 to take a picture with Gingrich, ask him for $100 to take a picture with you, because they'll probably pay it. Now let's see here. On jsonline.com, another headline, Paul to hold town hall meeting Thursday. What's this? At UW-Madison, Texas Congressman Ron Paul will hold a town hall meeting at the University of Wisconsin, Madison Stock Pavilion on Thursday at 7 p.m., his campaign has announced. Those who want to attend can sign up for an early seating voucher for admission at 6 p.m. or walk up for admission beginning at 6:30 p.m. Again, that's Thursday at the University of Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure he's going to have a packed crowd there like usual. And then we have here in the New York Times, strength and weakness in the campaign of Ron Paul. So here they go talking about Ron Paul. It says here, he came in second in the New Hampshire primary. He has raised more money than any Republican candidate except for Mitt Romney. His campaign rallies still draw thousands of fervent supporters, far more than any of his rivals. College students give him rock star treatment, and he is planning rallies at 30 campuses over 2 months. Now, does that sound like somebody that's in fourth place? That sounds like somebody that's a front runner to me. And they go on to say here, but turn those strengths into a candidacy with a real shot at the Republican presidential nomination question. This is, this is just amazing to me. See, the media should be talking about why he's getting all these people, why he's getting these packed crowds, why he's getting all this money, why he's getting all this support, but the votes ain't there. That's what they should be talking about. They should be addressing the voter fraud, how it doesn't add up. I mean, Santorum can't bring a dozen people together. Mitt Romney gets a football stadium, can't even put people in the seats because there's not that many people there. They're just all standing on the field. But yet Ron Paul, he walks into a crowd. It's like Michael Jackson showed up or something, and they're going crazy, crowd going crazy. But yet he's not winning any states except Virgin Islands, and they're not going to report that. We got to keep that quiet, and we're not going to report Maine either. And he probably won a bunch of other states. We're not going to report that either. So, this is something that we gotta really address. And again, we're going to talk about this later on in the show. It's very, very important. We cannot let this election go by and the American people don't know about the voting fraud that's going on. And I also came across a video earlier today on YouTube. I think it just came out today or last night from Tom Woods. He got a question, I guess, from a supporter or a fan about the campaign. And he talks about Jesse Benton, the campaign manager, about the problems with the campaign last time. He talks about how he tried to tell the campaign, if you want to raise good money, you want to tell the people we're going to have a stronger campaign this year, we're going to have better commercials, things like that. Because a lot of Ron Paul supporters felt like last time, I know I did 4 years ago, that there was something fishy going on with the Ron Paul campaign. There was people saying it was infiltrated, people talking about Jesse Benton back then. We were questioning about the commercials because they were kind of like way too soft. So, the campaign has stepped it up a lot better this time around. But what I have to say to that is, if I had to critique one thing about Ron Paul, let me just say this. There isn't really one thing that I disagree with Ron Paul on. I know it's hard to find somebody you agree with everything. I'd say if I had to pick something, he's a Christian. I'm not religious at all. I'd probably say that's where we disagree. But besides that, when it comes to policies, what he votes for me, I agree with everything he says, hands down. But if I had to critique him at one thing, I would say it would be this. Not just this, but along with the media, why aren't we going harder at this? Or why, like the same thing with the commercials 4 years ago, why were they so soft like that? So some of the supporters, myself, question some of the things that go on, and obviously I don't think Ron Paul wants to lose or is trying to lose, but we don't know what's going on. But what I would have to say is that, I personally would love to see Ron Paul be a little stronger, a little harder against the media, and he's starting to actually. Some of his recent interviews is starting to come out. I think some of that energy is starting to come out of him. He's starting to get way more support, bigger crowds. Maybe he's feeling more comfortable. But I was even talking to my girlfriend about it. It's like I was like, man, why? How does he sit on these commercials and they just talk about him bad? They lie about him, saying he didn't win any states. I mean, they just constantly lie about him and in a way just spit in his face on air basically. And Ron Paul is just such a gentleman. And to me, I'm just sitting there watching TV like, oh, like swing on these dudes, like slam your chair or something. And I got to thinking, I'm talking to my girl, I'm like, I don't understand it. Why Ron Paul has enough support, enough people behind him. Why don't he just, flip out? I don't want him to, do nothing crazy like that. But I mean, make a little scene or something. And, I just started thinking like, it's almost like Ron Paul is talking to me in like spirit or something. I don't know how to explain it. Cause it's like, it's almost like he knows what's going on, but it's like he has it's a strategy to him almost. And this is what I kind of picked up from it. Maybe I could be wrong. But it's almost like Ron Paul knows that the media is disrespecting him so bad, the GOP is disrespecting him so bad. And I'm starting to think in the back of his mind, he's just thinking, you know what? I'm just going to let them keep doing it. And all that anger is going to build up. All my supporters are going to even want to support me even more. And it's just going to build up more of an impact. And I think that's what's happening, man. And that's why I try to tell people, maybe Ron Paul. Okay, well, that's the break coming up here. So we'll go ahead and finish up when I get back. All right, and you're listening to Occupy the Media.
Our national security is not enhanced by our presence over there. We have no purpose there. We should learn the lesson of history.
We gotta stand up. This is the right time.
If you have enjoyed the programming on Ron Paul Radio Network, please go to ronpaulradio.com/support. That's ronpaulradio.com/support and make your small donation. All revenues received by the network go toward paying expenses, and upgrading our service to you and to the Liberty Movement.